Well, hiya folks, back out in the log cabin again. I haven't been out here for ages, although Jimmy and Gary's been out here doing work, and obviously it's got in quite a bit of a mess with all the dust and all that. But it's quite cold in here at the moment. I think it's down to about 8 degrees, so let's go and put that diesel heater on. Right, let's come over here, turn my power supply on. Right, that's that. And over to the controller. Just put that on there. There we go, it's on H3 at the moment. I think we can whack that up to the top setting is 6. A lot of people have said that I need to change these flexible hoses here. These are the ones it come with. Well, the reason why I've installed it with the flexible hoses, folks, is because I know everyone says, oh, you want to change them because they fail, but I want to see how long these do last. And that way we can get a proper record of if the stuff they come with is actually any good for the purpose, sort of thing, you know. So I know loads of people do change that out. And I know a lot of people have said put that outside. But that's going to be fine here. There's enough gaps in here in this log cabin for that. In fact, just above there, actually, there's fresh air coming in there. So that's probably sucking in fresh air from there. So no worries about that. A lot of people have said, why don't you reclaim the heat off of the exhaust? I've wrapped it there because I don't want it this area because I've got loads of paints and stuff, and there's sometimes paint fumes in here and dust, and sometimes these can glow red hot and I don't want that to ignite. Yes, I could put that down to a radiator, which other people have done on the YouTube, but I may do it with the other one I've got, which I had on test here. I may fit that in a box outside on the other side of that wall and put a radiator there and duct the radiator heat coming from the exhaust, because apparently they get really hot when you do that. So there's enough space there for a radiator, so I may do that with the other one. And that one, I'll put them vents, maybe poke them through the wall to heat up the next door log cabin. So that's what I possibly got planned with that. But as you can see at the moment, folk, looking around the workshop there, it's in a bit of a state. I've not been in here for a good while here. That's the cylinder head off the Reliant Regal, which I did plan to strip down at the end of last year and reassemble. That never happened. There's an old Honda Izzy lawnmower, which I started work on last year. You haven't seen that video yet. I've still got that from last summer, I think. But the deck for it, which was over here somewhere, it's probably next door. But can you see all this? Look, it's just all rubbish everywhere. And I can't work like that. This hoist table, which I bought last year, was obviously brand new. But as you can see, the boys have been in here painting on it. And it's in a bit of a state. So I was toying with the idea of giving that a good clean up, maybe today, and repainting that top red with some red hammerite paint. So that's one of the other things I've got in hand. My powder coating oven, which I've not used for a while, the inside panels have gone rusty on them, as you can see, look. So I'm thinking of relining that again and possibly going over it with fresh tape. You know this tape I've got here, this aluminium tape works very well in there, and coat the whole lot with the aluminium tape, because as I say, the dust that falls off of this when you rub it, look, I think you can see that, look, it falls onto the floor, but that could fall onto your parts from the roof. So I've got a couple of modifications to do there. As I say, I may take the old ones off and put new panels on. I'm not sure yet, but that's working fine still, the powder coating oven, but it just needs a bit of work on it. Coming through into my other workshop, this is a blinking bomb site in here at the moment. As you can see, we've done some moving about in the other half, but all this has got to be cleared out. There's that lawnmower deck down there I was telling you about. I've got the mobilette over there still to be worked on. I've got the RSX 100 frame under that cover there. There's just so much here which I've got to sort out, which is another reason why I want to build the extension workshop out the front, so that I can clear this out and we can get on with that. So that hopefully should be happening this year anyway. Now in here, you may see that that's red. That's not red diesel. That is kerosene or house fuel. And there's a bit of transmission fluid in it, which is red, so that's why it's giving it the red colour. Because quite a few of you have said that kerosene, basically, which is another type of diesel, basically, which I was unaware of. When I bought that house fuel, it was marked up as kerosene. I didn't realise, or I didn't know, and probably a lot of people didn't know, that house fuel is kerosene here in the UK. Paraffin is also called that as well, so that's something I didn't know at the end of the day. But the difference between paraffin, diesel and kerosene is that diesel, as we know, diesel oil apparently has got more of a lubricant in it. Paraffin's got more of a lubricant in it, but kerosene is a more refined product, and that has less of a lubricant, and as a result of that, it can burn your pump, not burn your pumps out, but your pump's not getting as lubricated. So that's why I put a bit of transmission oil in there, just to lubricate the pump, just to make sure it's okay. And it's running on that fine, to be honest with you, so there's no problem there. So every time I get a 20-litre container, I'll just put some automatic transmission fluid in, or some other oil, any lubricant basically, and that will help with the pump life, so to speak. Although there are people in the comment section who have been running their units on kerosene with no problems whatsoever for a good couple of years, with no issues whatsoever. So that's just something else to bear in mind if you're buying house fuel, kerosene. And also a lot of people saying, oh, where'd you get your red diesel from, where'd you get your kerosene from, blah blah blah. Well, as I said, I buy mine, or I've got this lot in the little garage, Langrick Bridge, down by Boston in Lincolnshire, and they've basically got a small, well, I say a small, it's probably a 1,000-litre container, which they sell smaller units to, like 25 litres or 20 litres or whatever. But normally, as people have pointed out, when you buy house fuel, you normally buy it in 500 or 1,000 litres when you've got your own sort of oil tank at your house and someone comes around and delivers it, and then you can get it a lot cheaper. Prices do vary as well going around the country. I've had people saying kerosene isn't as dear as red diesel, it's dearer than red diesel where I am, and I've had it here where people will say kerosene is cheaper than red diesel. So again, it depends on where you are. Anyway, but that's been running fine. The only thing I did notice, I did put the kerosene also in our paraffin heater in the house. It's a Z-Brew heater. I'll put a picture of it here so you can see. That is what you call a Z-Brew heater. That normally runs on paraffin, and that throws out some really good heat. The trouble is, paraffin here is sort of £12 for 4 litres. So I tried putting the kerosene in it, and it worked very good. But the only thing was, it didn't quite give off the same amount of heat as paraffin. And the kerosene is, for 4 litres, just over about £5. So it's less than half price. So that's why I've done that. But then I put some of that kerosene in, or house fuel, with the red oil in it, and it barely lights up. Only about the element only lights up halfway. So I had to take all that out, flush it all out, and I'll have to run that on proper kerosene, as opposed to the one with the oil in it, which I put in to lubricate the pump for the diesel heater. So just something else to note: if you've got a paraffin burner in the house, or a Z-Brew like that one there which I've showed you, it has to be neat kerosene or house fuel. It can't have any additives in it, otherwise it didn't heat up, and it only heated half the element up. And I will just say, that's only been on for about the time I've been talking here, and already it's gone up to 11 degrees, folks, already. That's 3 degrees in that little time there, and I can feel the heat in here now already, so I'm well happy with that. Right, so I've got this. Apparently Gary's cleaned this down, and oh, hello, what are they doing in here? That's part of a rag bundle which we've got. So I just want to clear everything off of here. Cool, that is lovely and warm, folks. You can't feel that. I wish you could. And that's the reason that it's actually frosty outside, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to come in here, because I forgot about how quickly these things warm up, these diesel heaters. In fact, our house inside is actually colder than outside sometimes. Let's put them over there. Oh, that's another thing as well, folks, that I'll just show you. I hope you don't mind one of these videos. It's just a chatty video of me sort of talking about stuff which I've been up to and whatever. I've had these lithium-ion replica batteries. These are the 5 amp hour ones for my sort of DeWalt tools. And this one, I plugged it in, and it shows fully charged, but when you press the button on the back, only one of the lights lights up, so it's obviously not fully charged. So these are probably about £40, £45 for 2, and I've heard people say, oh, don't get the replica ones, they don't last very long. I've had these for a good two years, maybe even 3 years, I don't know. But they've now basically, or this one's definitely died anyway. I don't know whether the cold weather's killed them off or whatever, but anyway, so I've actually ordered another pair of 5 amp hour ones, the proper 18 volt DeWalt XR lithium ion ones. So I've got them coming. I think that was just over £100. So I've bought a couple of them. So that's that. What else have I got outstanding which I can show you? I've also got a generator which I've got from I think it was Max Speeding Rods, and I'm going to be getting that out of the box in the next video, because with this cold weather there's very good chance of power cuts. And I've got a couple of small generators we can basically see over there, but that one is a little, I think that's only about 750 watt, that one. That one's even smaller, about 500, maybe even less than that. I'm not sure, and that one's a little two-stroke one, but I did get them going and servicing them, but obviously they've been sitting there for a good few years. They'll probably need a carb service again, but in the event of me needing power pretty quickly, I've got hold of this max speeding rod. Again, another suitcase. They call them suitcase generators, and I think this one's about 3,500 watts, so it can run quite a lot of. That thing can only really run lights. This thing can run like a kettle maybe, or it can run electrical appliances, for example. One of the main things we're a bit concerned about, if we lose power, definitely due to the cold weather, we've got 3 freezers in the house, all full with food. Then we've also got 2 fridges as well, and that's your biggest fear, is that you're going to waste all that food. So in the event of a power loss, a suitcase generator of that size, we've just run a few extension leads out, I can keep all that lot going, sort of thing, you know. So that's the reason why we've got that generator, and I can't really rely on them ones because they are literally 20, 25, maybe even 30 years old, them ones there. So this will be a brand new one. I'm going to probably do that in the next video, folks, so keep an eye out for that one. And as I say, if you've got freezer food and whatever, that is your biggest worry. Well, not only that, some people have to have like breathing apparatus and things like that in their house for their like condition they might have. And if you lose power and you still need oxygen, for example, you need somewhere quick where you can plug in and sort of get your oxygen still and have a secure supply, sort of thing. So that's another reason to have a decent generator in these times, believe it or not. So anyway, so let's have a little look at this. So I think it is all cleaned down. I think Gary cleaned it all down. I will just give it a wipe over with some wax and grease remover, just in case. God, that's really lovely and warm, folks. Let's have a look where that's gone. Where's my bloody wax and grease remover? Again, Gary's moved everything, I think. Where's that bloody gone? I don't know where my wax and grease remover's gone. Oh, I don't know where it's gone. Right, I've got hammered red or smooth red. I think I want the smooth one, to be honest with you. I had loads of it here. Up to 13 degrees now, folks. 13 degrees in about, how many minutes? Probably in about 13 minutes, I think, something like that. I need a brush. Where are we? Only a cheapo. Let's just brush all that off. Get all that off. It's all clean, I think, now, folks. It is all clean. I don't think I'm going to go for this. I think I'll go for the smooth one, folks. Let's have a look. This is probably years old, this. Oh, hello. Years old. Yeah, got a bloody thick skin on it, look. Let's get that off. Let's see see if it's there to resurrect, so to speak. Bloody hell. God, that's thick, isn't it? It's full of bits, look. I might just give it a go anyway. Be sad to waste it, wouldn't it? 'Cause it's look how thick and gooey that is, look. Let's see how it goes on, eh? Whatever happens, it'll probably need a couple of coats anyway, folks. I'll probably have to buy another tin, I think. Right, well, I'm going to zip along and do this, folks, see how far I'll get with it. And I'll put you on a bit of time lapse, I think. Right, that's it, folks. I've just given that 1 coat at the moment. It will need 2 coats. The good thing about that hammerite paint, it probably will dry overnight. I'm imagining it will do. And one thing you've got to realise when you're painting hammerite, let's just say I've done this bit here and I've worked my way up to there. Don't go back onto this bit after about 5 or 10 minutes and try and brush it again, because you'll bugger up the finish sort of thing. Not that it's a good finish at the moment because it needs another coat. But once you've done it and got the brush strokes where you want them to be, move on up and do your next bit, but don't visit that back again, otherwise, as I say, the surface you'll bugger up. So I was quite good actually. That I used most of that in there, as you can see. Look, so I may need another can of that. I can get that down the hardware shop, so I don't need a big tin. I might get the next one down for that. But I say it is a dear paint, but as I say, that's been in here for years and years, and although it had a big thick coating on it, I probably could have thinned it down a little bit, but it's gone on all right. You have to spread it about a lot. So anyway, so that's that. I'll just put that back on there, and always wash your brushes out. I've got some white spirit here. It does wash out in white spirit, this stuff. So again, keep your brushes clean. I will leave that brush in there because I will be back in here tomorrow and giving it its 2nd coat. Right, so that's that. But loads of tidying up to do in here, folks, and it's actually lovely and warm in here now. Let's show you the temperature. I suppose I've been in here about 40 minutes, and as you can see, I turned it down to number 3. Can you see that? It's nearly up to 20 degrees in here, so you can imagine it's nice and toasty in here, and it's actually very, very cold still outside. Well, I think I'm going to do no more now, because I'm going to go inside now, edit this video so you can get to watch it tonight. Not much in this one, folks, I'm afraid. It's just a sort of a tinkering about video, but loads to do in here. And as I say, the next video you'll see will probably be that generator. I've left it in the box. I've had it since before Christmas, so I was going to bring it to you over the Christmas period, but I've left it in the box. But now the weather's setting cold, it might be called into action, so that'll be my next video. And yeah, there you go. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, if you are interested in my channel, you haven't seen much content at the moment, as you well know, but there's loads and loads of playlists there with car repairs, motorcycle repairs, general vlogs. We've also got some powder coating playlists there. We've got some lawnmower repair videos and restoration stuff. So there's loads to look at if you've never been here before. And even if you have been here before, go back and have a look at a few of the old stuff. It's good stuff. Anyway, thanks very much. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.